history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Hello and welcome to Musings of a Cigarette-Smoking Man. Pull up a chair, take a load off. We're diving headfirst into the heart of what makes this country tick, at least for a few glorious sun-drenched months out of the year. We're talking about the American summer. It's more than just a season. It's a feeling, a collective exhale, a time when the days stretch out, inviting us to reconnect with something fundamental. Now, what are the pillars of this quintessential American summer? For many, it's the sizzle of charcoal, the smoky aroma of barbecue, and a communal ritual that brings people together, celebrating simple pleasures and shared sustenance. It's the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the green expanse of the diamond, baseball, our national pastime, a game steeped in tradition, storytelling, and the enduring hope of a winning season. And of course, there's the 4th of July, the grand crescendo of it all. It's the fireworks lighting up the night sky, the unfurling of flags, and a day dedicated to reflecting upon the very ideal of freedom and independence that this nation was founded upon. These aren't just activities, they are cultural touchstones, woven into the fabric of our collective memory. Now, from my vantage point, watching it all unfold, there's a certain rhythm to it, a cadence that speaks volumes if you're willing to listen. It's a time when the usual hustle and bustle seem to yield to a more relaxed, perhaps even more introspective pace. It's a period that, while celebrated in outward fanfare, also invites a deeper look inward. And that's where our musings often lead us, doesn't it? To question, to consider, to explore the undercurrents that shape our experiences, especially those that carry the weight of liberty and self-reliance. This is where the spirit of someone like me truly resonates. My music, often rooted in the very soil of American tradition and infused with a fierce, unvarnished honesty, serves as a perfect sonic companion to these summer themes. My music, and as a storyteller in my own right, taps into that vein of authenticity and individual expression that feels so vital, especially during these months when we often seek to shed the superfluous and connect with what's real. My work, as I put it, is for the underdog, the wanderer, the liberty-minded soul. It's music that doesn't just shy away from the complexities, much like our own approach here. So as we drift through these long summer days, consider the traditions, these tastes, these sounds, and the ideas that define them. We'll be unpacking these tastes and these elements, examining them through a lens that values independence, critical thought, and the enduring spirit of the individual. Stick around, there's a lot to talk about, and the summer air is thick with possibility. Welcome to Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man. Today, American Summer, barbecue, baseball, and liberty. The quintessential American summer. All right, let's settle in. We've opened the door to the American summer and the first scent that hits us. The one that promises good times, community, and a damn fine meal. It's the unmistakable aroma of barbecue. We're not just talking about throwing some good burgers on a grill here, though sometimes there's a place for that too. We're talking about the deep, slow, smoky barbecue of true American barbecue, a culinary art form that's as much a ritual as it is meals. Barbecue in America isn't a monolith. It's a sprawling, delicious testament to regional pride and individual craftsmanship. Head down to Texas, and you're likely to find yourself face to face with briskets. Not just any brisket, mind you, but brisket smoked low and slow for hours until it's impossibly tender, with a bark so dark and flavorful it whispers tales of oak smoke and patience. It's a study in dedication, a commitment to coaxing the absolute best out of a tough cut of meat. This isn't about a quick bite, it's about a process and a transformation. Then journey eastward to the Carolinas, where the hog reigns supreme. In eastern North Carolina, it's all about the vinegar-based whole hog, chopped fine and dressed that tangy elixir, and a bright counterpoint to the rich pork. Move further into the state or over into South Carolina, my home state, and you might encounter the mustard-based barbecue, a creamy, tangy sauce that coats pulled pork in a uniquely southern flavor profile. Both are a celebration of the pig, prepared with generous and accumulated wisdom. It's a communal effort, often with neighbors pitching in, sharing in the labor and the anticipation. Venture out into Kansas City, and you're in for a different kind of treat. Here, barbecue is a little bit of everything: brisket, ribs, chicken, and pork. But what sets KC apart is often the sauce. Thick, sweet, and tangy. It's applied liberally, sometimes at the end of the cook, sometimes served on the side. It's a bold, unapologetic flavor that speaks to a different kind of barbecue philosophy. More and more, is flavor is king. And these are just a few of the major players. You've got Memphis with its dry rub ribs, Alabama with its white sauce, Kentucky with its burgoo and mutton. Each style, each region, has its own devotees, its own traditions, its own way of honoring the fire and the smoke. This diversity is in itself a deeply American characteristic. It's the spirit of innovation and regional identity finding expression through food. But beyond the specific regional styles, there's something more profound at play. Barbecue at its core is about community. It's about gathering. It's the centerpiece of backyard parties, family reunions, and casual get-togethers. The preparation itself is often a communal activity, a labor of love that can span an entire day. Someone tends the fire, someone else prepares the meat, someone else manages the side dishes, and there's a shared responsibility, a shared anticipation, and finally, a shared bounty. This act of communal cooking and eating stands in stark contrast to the hyper-individualized, often sterile way many people consume food daily. Barbecue demands engagement. It requires time, patience, and a certain hands-on approach. You can't rush it. You have to respect the process. And in that respect, there's dedication and craft. There's a quiet rebellion against the instant gratification culture that surrounds us. It's a nod to self-sufficiency, to the satisfaction of creating something delicious and nurturing with your own two hands, or at least your own direct supervision. Think about it as a form of libertarian perspective. Barbecue is the ultimate expression of voluntary association and free market principles, albeit on a much smaller, more delicious scale. People come together, share resources, contribute labor, and enjoy the fruits of their collective effort. No central planner dictates the perfect rub or the ideal smoking temperature. Instead, it's a decentralized system of trial and error, of passing down knowledge, of individual pitmasters, perfecting their craft and sharing their creations. It's about freedom to experiment, to innovate, and create something uniquely your own. The sensory experience of barbecue is equally important. It's the visuals of the smoke curling from the smoker, the sound of the meat sizzling, the feel of the rendered fat, and the smell that permeates everything, and finally the taste. That first bite, the tender meat falling apart, the complex layers of smoke, spice, and savory goodness. It's an experience that engages all the senses. It's primal and satisfying, and it connects us to something fundamental about sustenance and shared pleasure. This is the kind of authenticity that resonates with the spirit of people like me, I suppose. My music, often described as stripped down, raw, and honest, taps into that same vein of craftsmanship and genuine expression. I sing about the land, about liberty, and the hard truths of life, and I do it without pretense. It's music that's cooked slow, seasoned with experience, and served up with a clear, unwavering voice. It's the antithesis of manufactured pop, much like true barbecue is the antithesis of fast food. It's about respecting the ingredients, honoring the process, and delivering something real. So the next time you smell the telltale smoke or have the opportunity to sit down to a plate of perfectly smoked brisket or pulled pork, take a moment, appreciate the history, the regional pride, communal effort, and the sheer dedication to craft that went into it. Barbecue is more than just food. It's a cultural touchstone, a testament to patience, a celebration of abundance, and a delicious smoky embodiment of the American summer. America's pastime, baseball, and the summer soundtrack. As the summer sun climbs higher, casting long shadows across the landscape, a particular soundscape begins to define the season for many Americans. It's a sound as integral as American summer as the smell of barbecue smoke or a distant pop of fireworks. I'm talking, of course, about baseball, our national pastime, a game that unfolds with a deliberate, unhurried rhythm, mirroring in many ways the very character of the nation itself. Baseball's roots run deep on American soil, emerging in the mid-19th century. It quickly became more than just a sport. It evolved into a cultural phenomenon, a unifying force in a rapidly changing nation. Its slow, strategic pace, punctuated by moments of explosive action, can be seen as a metaphor for the American journey. There's the patience required of the pitcher, the batter waiting for that perfect pitch, the fielders poised for the opportune moment. It's a game of calculated risk, of anticipation, and of individual skill set against the collective effort of the opposing team. This measured cadence, this ebb and flow of tension and release, is what makes it so uniquely captivating and, dare I say, so American. Consider the sensory experience of being at a baseball game during the summer. It's a symphony of sounds. There's the distinctive resonant crack of the bat connecting with the ball, a sound that sends a jolt of electricity through the crowd. It's the collective roar that erupts, a wave of emotion washing over the ballpark, whether it's a home run sailing into the stands or a particular spectacular defensive play. You hear the rhythmic chant of the organ music, a nostalgic soundtrack that has accompanied generations of fans. The crackle of the PA system, the vendor's calls for peanuts. Get your peanuts here. These are the ambient notes that form the unique sonic tapestry of a summer afternoon at the ballpark. And then there are the visual elements. The pristine green of the outfield, the crisp white lines of the base paths, the players in their colorful uniforms, each a small, distinct figure against the vast expanse of the stadium. It's a panorama that evokes a sense of order, tradition, and of a shared experience that transcends the individual. Baseball is a game steeped in nostalgia for many. It's a direct link to their childhood, to days spent with fathers and grandfathers, learning the rules, cheering their favorite team. It's about shared memories, about passing down traditions from one generation to the next. The simple act of going to a baseball game, of sitting in the stands and following the score. These are rituals that build connections, that create a sense of belonging. It's a reminder that while we may live in an age of rapid technological advancement and constant connectivity, there's still enduring traditions that anchor us and provide a sense of continuity. From a libertarian perspective, there's a fascinating aspect of individual freedom inherent in the baseball experience. Even within a communal setting, while you're part of a crowd, a collective entity, the focus is on the individual player, their unique skills, their personal battles within the larger game. You are free to observe, to analyze, and to form your own opinions about the plays, the strategies, the players themselves. You're not compelled to participate in any particular way beyond the simple act of being a spectator. You can choose which player to root for, which moments to savor. It's a space where individual apprehension and judgment can flourish, all within the framework of a shared public event. The sense of individual expression and personal connection to the game is something that resonates deeply within my ethos in art. My music, with my focus on storytelling, authenticity, and stripped down raw delivery, taps into that same spirit of individual craftsmanship and the heartfelt expression. In my own words, I write songs for the misfits, the patriots and poets, and the people who feel like the world's lost its damn mind. My work is often a lyrical exploration of themes like liberty, resilience, and the American spirit, delivered with an honesty that mirrors the straightforward nature of a well executed baseball play. It's music that doesn't rely on elaborate production or manufactured sentiment. It's about the power of a clear voice, a resonant melody, and a story that needs to be told. It's the kind of authenticity that baseball in its purest form also embodies. The very pace of baseball encounters and encourages a certain kind of contemplation. In an era that often glorifies speed and constant activity, baseball offers a counterpoint. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest rewards come from patience, from waiting for the right moment, from appreciating subtle nuances of a skill honed over time. This measured approach to engagement, the willingness to invest time and attention, is a virtue that feels increasingly rare, yet remains profoundly important. It's about savoring the experience rather than simply consuming it. So, as you soak in the sounds and sights of the American summer, take a moment to appreciate the unique place that baseball holds within it. It's more than just a game, it's a cultural touchstone, a keeper of traditions, and a powerful soundtrack to the season. It's a reflection of the American character, powerful, strategic, patient, and capable of explosive action, and deeply connected to the idea of individual expression, all played out on a field of green under the summer sky. The 4th of July, fireworks, freedom, and reflection. We've talked about the smoky allure of the barbecue, the crack of the bat on a summer afternoon. Now we arrive at the crescendo, the undisputed apex of the American summer, the 4th of July. This isn't just another day off, it's a birthday of a nation, a time steeped in history, tradition, and for many, a powerful sense of shared identity. It's a day that asks us to look up to the sky, to the fireworks, but also, importantly, to look inward, consider what this grand experiment we call America is truly all about. The 4th of July, at its heart, is a celebration of independence. It commemorates the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, a document that in its elegant prose articulated a radical idea for its time, that all men are created equal, endowed with certain unalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This wasn't just a declaration of political separation from Great Britain. It was a philosophical declaration, a bold assertion of the individual sovereignty and the right of a people to self-determination. This foundational ideal of liberty, of freedom from tyranny, and the right to govern oneself is a thread that runs through the entire tapestry of American history. It's a theme that certainly resonates with the spirit of Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man. We're not interested in jingoistic parades for their own sake, nor in the often simplistic patriotism that can sometimes overshadow the deeper meaning of the holiday. Instead, we're drawn to the enduring principles enshrined in that 1776 document. We look at the 4th of July as an opportunity to reflect on what true freedom means, not just the absence of external control, but the presence of internal self-mastery, the ability to think critically, to pursue one's own path, and to live according to one's own conscience. Of course, the modern celebration of the 4th of July is a complex affair. It's the backyard cookout, similar to what we've discussed, with a distinctly patriotic flair, flags waving, red, white, and blue decorations everywhere. It's the parades featuring marching bands, local dignitaries, and perhaps even a vintage fire truck or two. And then there are the fireworks. Oh, the fireworks. They're spectacular, aren't they? This burst of color and light exploding in the night sky, mirroring the very ideas of a nation, busting forth with the energy and possibility. They're a communal spectacle, a shared experience that brings families and communities together, looking skyward in collective awe. But beneath the surface of these celebrations is the potential for just to disconnect. The very symbols of freedom we could sometimes be co-opted, turning turning into mere decoration of instruments or blind allegiance. The complex, often messy journey of achieving and maintaining liberty can be smoothed over, replaced by a feel-good narrative that glosses over the ongoing struggles and ever-present need for vigilance. It's easy to get caught up in the noise and the flash, to forget the philosophical underpinnings and the quiet, persistent effort that true liberty requires. This is where the libertarian perspective becomes particularly relevant. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question the established narratives, and also to consider the principles that truly matter. It reminds us that freedom isn't a gift bestowed from above, but a hard-won right that must be constantly defended, both from external threats and from our own complacency. It emphasizes individual responsibility, the idea that each person has the capacity and the right to chart their own course, to make their to make their own choices and to be accountable for them. This self-reliance, this commitment to personal sovereignty, is the bedrock upon which genuine freedom is built. Consider the tools that facilitate this kind of thinking, the commitment to craftsmanship and individual expression. Think about the simple act of putting pen to paper. In a world of fleeting digital measures, there's a unique power in the light and the tangible. A good pen, like those crafted by Skillcraft, makers of official U.S. government pens, often offers a tangible connection to purpose and quality. These aren't disposable writing instruments. They are tools built for quality, durability, and reliability, reflecting a commitment to craftsmanship that aligns, like those from Moleskin, provides a space for ideas to take root, for thoughts to be captured, organized, and developed. Whether it's jotting down the observations about the 4th of July, drafting a plan for greater self-sufficiency, or simply recording the lyrics of a song that speaks to the spirit of liberty, these tools are essential for the thoughtful individual. And speaking of capturing the spirit of liberty and the American experience, we come back to the music of me, Stephen Lee. My work, as I describe it, is for the misfits and patriots, the poets and the people who feel that the world's lost its damn mind. My newest record, Truth is Power, is a testament to this ethos. It's music that strips away the artifice, laying bare the raw emotion and the deeply held beliefs of an artist who understands the importance of authenticity and individual conviction. My commitment to playing live to tape with just my voice and my guitar mirrors the unvarnished honesty they seek in a reflection on something as significant as the 4th of July. My songs are a reminder that the American spirit isn't always found in the polished pronouncements of politicians, but often in the heartfelt expression of everyday people who believe in fundamental truths, in liberty, and in power of their own voice. The 4th of July, therefore, offers us a unique vantage point. It's a time to celebrate the achievements of the past, to revel in the traditions that bind us, but also, crucially, to engage in our own critical reflection. What does liberty truly mean in our contemporary context? How do we honor the sacrifices made by previous generations? And how do we as individuals continue the ongoing work of building a society that lives up to the ideals articulated so long ago? It's about finding the balance between the outward spectacle of fireworks and the inner resolve of self-governance. It's about recognizing that the true celebration of independence lies not just in remembering the past, but in actively participating in the present, armed with critical thought, a commitment to personal responsibility, perhaps a good pen and a blank notebook to capture the sparks of insight. We spent some time exploring the bedrock traditions of the American summer, the communal warmth of barbecue, the enduring rhythm of baseball, and the reflective spirit of the 4th of July. They are the touchstones that connect us, that ground us in shared experience, but to truly capture the essence of the American spirit, that blend of tradition, resilience, and a fierce and independent streak. We need to talk about the music that breathes life into these very themes, and for that we turn to me, Stephen Lee. I'm not just a musician, I'm a storyteller and a poet, a chronicler of the American soul. My music is deeply rooted in the tradition of American folk, drawing from the wellspring of Southern storytelling, but I filter it through a lens that's both timeless and urgently relevant to counterculture and believes libertarian ideals we often explore here. I'm the kind of artist who believes songs ought to mean something about the land, about your rights, about love, loss, liberty, and even God. There's an unvarnished authenticity to my work, a deliberate choice to strip away the artifice and to get to the heart of the matter. I even describe my own approach with a reflection in such ways as I don't dress it up, I don't play with backing tracks, just my voice, my guitar, and the road under my feet. This is music made the old-fashioned way, with a focus on the raw power of a well-crafted song. It's an ethos that aligns perfectly with the spirit of craftsmanship we've touched upon, whether it's the slow, deliberate art of barbecue pitmasters or the precise movements of a baseball player. My commitment to craft, presenting my work with unadorned honesty, is a powerful statement in an era often dominated by manufactured sounds and fleeting trends. My newest record, Truth is Power, is a prime example of this philosophy. Recorded live to tape, it's an album that showcases my songwriting at its most vulnerable and potent. The songs delve into themes of liberty, resilience, and the enduring American spirit, presented with a stripped down aesthetic that allows lyrical depth and emotional resonance to shine through. This isn't background music. It's music that demands your attention, that invites you to lean in and listen closely. It's the kind of sonic companion that enhances rather than distracts from the deeper musings prompted by summer traditions. When you listen to me, you can almost feel the Carolina soil beneath your feet, hear the whispers of history in the wind. My songs paint vivid pictures, often exploring the struggles and triumphs of the common person, the underdog, the wanderer. I write for those who feel like the world's lost its mind, a sentiment that undoubtedly resonates with many listeners who seek a more authentic, less conventional perspective. My music serves as a soundtrack for contemplation, for those moments when you're looking for a deeper meaning behind the everyday celebrations. All right, let's take a moment to talk about the tools of the trade, the instruments that help us capture our thoughts, document our ideas, and connect with the tangible world. In an age of fleeting digital interactions, there's a distinct satisfaction, a grounding that comes from using well-crafted physical objects. It speaks to a certain mindset, doesn't it? A respect for durability, for reliability, and the enduring power of a well-made item. First, let's consider Skillcraft U.S. government pens. These aren't your average disposable writing implements. Skillcraft has a legendary legacy, a direct connection to the official documentation of this nation, producing pens trusted for their quality and resilience. Think about the documents that these pens have graced, the foundational text, the records, the history etched onto paper. There's a foundational legacy, a weight to that heritage, a testament to craftsmanship that endures. When you pick up a Skillcraft pen, you're holding a piece of history in your hand, a tool designed not just to write, but to last. To perform reliably, mission after mission, thought after thought. It's about substance, about a commitment to quality that mirrors the very ideals of self-reliance we often discuss. And what do you do with a pen like that? You capture your thoughts, your observations, and your plans. That's where a moleskin notebook comes in. For generations, artists, writers, and thinkers and innovators have turned to moleskin. It's more than just paper bound between covers. It's a repository for creativity, a space where your ideas can take flight, where the ephemeral becomes concrete. Whether you're sketching out a new concept, jotting down notes from a podcast, or chronicling your own summer adventures, a moleskin provides a tactile connection, the satisfying friction of pen on paper. It sparks inspiration. It's a nod to tradition, a dedication to the craft of thinking and creating. These two items, the Skillcraft pen and the moleskin notebook, are more than just accessories. They are extensions of a particular ethos, one that values thoughtful expression, enduring quality, and the power of the individual to create, to document, and to have able to leave their mark. They are the tools for those who understand that true progress, like a great barbecue or a perfectly played baseball game, is often built with patience, intention, and a commitment to getting things right. The unspoken bonds, community, and connection in summer. We spent some time tracing the tangible threads of the American summer, the smoky aroma of barbecue, the rhythmic cadence of a baseball game, the explosive spectacle of Fourth of July fireworks. These are the anchor points, the traditions that punctuate the season. But the American summer, and indeed the very fabric of a free society, is woven from something less visible, something more profound, in the unspoken bonds of community and connection forged through shared experience. These are the quiet currents that run beneath the surface, binding us together in ways we often take for granted. Think about a community barbecue, a cookout, whether it's a sprawling neighborhood affair or a more intimate family reunion. It's more than just the food, as delicious as it may be. It's the collective effort. It's the shared labor of preparing, cooking, and serving. It's the mingling of generations, the elders sharing stories with the young, the laughter that rings out as kids chase fireflies in the fading light. These moments are built on voluntary association, on a simple, unforced desire to be together, to share a meal, and to reinforce the ties that bind us. There's an organic quality to it, a stark contrast to top-down mandates or compulsory gatherings. It's freedom in action, manifesting as communal joy and shared sustenance. Similarly, consider the atmosphere at a baseball game. Yes, we're all there to watch the players, to follow the ebb and flow of the competition, but there's also a collective consciousness that develops within the ballpark. You find yourself cheering alongside strangers, groaning at a missed catch, erupting in applause for a great play, all with the shared understanding. The shared emotional investment creates a temporary yet potent sense of unity. It's a space where individual identities recede slightly, allowing for a collective experience of rooting for a team, a shared identity forged in the crucible of competition. This is the beauty of voluntary association, people freely choosing to come together, to participate in a common activity, and in doing so, creating a community, however fleeting. These face-to-face interactions, the simple act of gathering with others, are becoming increasingly precious in our digitally saturated world. The becoming increasingly precious in our digitally. The nuanced communication of body language, the shared laughter that erupts spontaneously, the comfort found in simply being in the presence of others. These are experiences that cannot be fully replicated through a screen. The American summer, with its emphasis on outdoor activities and communal events, provides fertile ground for these vital human connections to flourish. It encourages us to step away from our devices and engage with the world and with each other in a more direct and more meaningful way. This emphasis on community, built from the ground up through voluntary association and interaction, is a cornerstone of a free society. It's living embodiments of the libertarian principle that individuals, when left free to associate, will naturally form bonds based on shared interests, mutual respect, and common goals. These communities, whether they revolve around a neighborhood barbecue, a local baseball game, or shared appreciation for music, are the organic building blocks of a robust civil society. They demonstrate that cooperation doesn't require coercion. It arises naturally from the desire for connection and shared experience. I often touch upon these elements of community and shared experience, albeit through a lens that celebrates individuality and self-reliance. My songs, rooted in American folk tradition, frequently tell stories of people coming together, of shared struggles, and a collective resilience. While championing the lone wolf, the independent spirit, there's an underlying understanding of the human need for connection. This authentic, stripped-down style, performed live, fosters a sense of intimacy and shared vulnerability, mirroring the very essence of genuine community. In essence, these unspoken bonds formed during the American summer are a powerful testament to strength and resilience of communities, built not on obligation but on choice. Through the quiet affirmations of our shared humanity, invisible threads that weave together a stronger social fabric, demonstrating that in a free society, the most meaningful connections are often the ones we forge ourselves in the simple, shared moments of life. Stephen Leake, Truth is Power, and the American Soul. We've journeyed through the quintessential flavors and sounds of the American summer, the smoky traditions of barbecue and cooking out, the timeless rhythm of baseball, and the patriotic reflection of the 4th of July. Each of these pillars, in their own way, speaks to a fundamentally American value, community, tradition, and a deep-seated appreciation for freedom. But to truly grasp the spirit that animates these traditions, we need to connect with the artists who embody that spirit, who translate it into something resonant and real. All right, we've been talking about the heartbeat of the American summer, the traditions that run deep, and the spirit that binds us. Now it's time to shift gears and turn our attention to a voice that truly embodies that spirit, a voice that cuts through the noise with raw honesty and commitment to something real. We're talking about Stephen Leake. Stephen Leake is more than just a musician. He's a storyteller, a poet, a singer-songwriter. His roots in the Carolinas give his music an authentic, down-to-earth quality that resonates deeply. He's the kind of artist who believes in stripping things back and letting the message, the melody, and the raw emotion take center stage. As he puts it, I don't dress it up, I don't play with backing tracks, just my voice, my guitar, and the road under my feet. This is music forged in authenticity, a direct line from the artist's soul to yours. It's for the misfits, the patriots, the poets, for anyone who feels like the world's a little bit off kilter and is looking for a soundtrack that speaks to their truth. His latest offering, Truth is Power, is a testament to that ethos. Recorded live to tape, it's an album that showcases his songwriting at its most vulnerable and powerful. These songs delve into themes of liberty, resilience, and the enduring American spirit, all delivered with that signature stripped down style that makes you feel like you're right there with him. It's music that doesn't shy away from the complexities of life, but instead embraces them, offering a powerful, clear eyed perspective. This is where you can connect with Spirit directly. Head over to StephenLeake.com. That's StevенLeake.com. There you can dive into his music, explore his stories, and experience the full power of Stephen Leake Radio. You'll find the songs that speak to the underdog, the wanderer, the liberty-minded soul who still believes in the raw truth and a good melody. It's a place to discover music that matters, music that fuels reflection and resonates with commitment to artistic integrity and genuine expression. In a world often saturated with the manufactured and the fleeting, Stephen Leake offers something enduring. His music is a powerful reminder of the value of authenticity, of individual conviction, and the timeless power of a well-told story and set to a compelling tune. So, make the most connection. Visit StephenLeake.com. Today, support an artist who champions the values we hold dear and discover the raw truth that powers his music. Conclusion: the enduring spirit of the American summer. And so we find ourselves at the close of another American summer, a season painted with the rich hues of barbecue smoke, the crisp crack of the baseball bat, and the dazzling burst of Fourth of July fireworks. We've journeyed through these quintessential experiences not as mere observers, but as thoughtful participants, seeking the deeper currents of tradition, community, and the enduring spirit of liberty that flows beneath them. From the slow-cooked dedication of pitmasters to the patient strategy of a ball game and the profound ideals declared on Independence Day. These traditions are more than just pleasant pastimes. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our shared identity. At the heart of it all, we found a resonance with the principles of self-reliance, individual expression, and the quiet rebellion against conformity. These are the values that drive us, that inform our perspectives, and that connect us to the authentic spirit of America. It's a spirit that thrives not in manufactured trends, but in the enduring power of craftsmanship, and the courage to speak one's truth, and the freedom to pursue one's own path. As we pack away the picnic baskets and savor the last lingering notes of summer, let's carry forward that appreciation for genuine connection, for the traditions that ground us, and for the unwavering pursuit of individual liberty. May the lessons learned, the flavors savored, and the music heard continue to inspire our own musings long after the sessions fade. Thank you for hanging out with me. This is Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man. I'm Stephen Lee. Thanks for being here today. We're gonna win.